Welcome everyone. A little late with this upload, but this is the team I used in my Nightmare Cup at SF State on May 13th, which was right after regionals. I didn't have a great feel for this team as a result, but I went with my Toxic Croak from Twilight, even though it has terrible IVs. A Shiny Umbreon that also has bad PvP IVs, but has Last Resort. The Skunk Tank I used as a bluff in Twilight, but has a second move now. My trusty Lucario from Kingdom. A Xatu that's pretty much a staple in all teams, and I went with Claydol as my confusion user since it's bulkier than my Gardevoir from Twilight. My first opponent is using his Gardevoir from Twilight though, so I'm going to lead with Umbreon in case he leads with it or Hypno, and because of that, I'm going to go with Claydol as a harder Psychic type user, and then I'll go with Lucario as my fighting since he has Honchkrow, which is part flying. But he leads off with Poliwrath, so it's a bad matchup for me. So I'm going to get out of there after charging up a little bit, and it works out nicely since Claydol can soak up a power punch, no problem. And I'm going to chunk away his health with Confusion here before he finally switches out. But by this time I have a Gyro Ball ready, so I'm going to actually burn his first shield here. And he's going to try and farm energy on me since he double resists Confusion as a Dark type, but that actually allows me to get off another Gyro Ball that almost knocks him out before I go down. Then I go with Lucario to finish it off, but he has two Sky Attacks ready here, back to back, to burn both my shields before I knock it out and get a little energy. And I felt with counter I can do a little bit better against the Poliwrath matchup, even though both Lucario and Umbreon are weak to Power Up Punch. And he has one ready to start. And I'm barely going to get to one at the end here before I go down, and that'll burn his second shield at least. So now he's within range to be knocked out with Foul Play, but he has a Power Punch ready to start. And then before I can get to my attack, he gets another one off. So because of that, I'm going to charge a little bit extra here, just so I have some energy going to the next battle. So I knock him out almost out of Foul Play to start against Gardevoir. So it's going to be neutral here. And I double resist his Confusion, so it's going to be a race to the charge move, and he beats me to it. So GG for the first match. For the second battle, I think he's going to go with a Dark type lead, expecting a Psychic type from me to deal with his Poliwrath lead from last time, but I'm going to go with Toxicroak that can beat Dark types and his Poliwrath, and then Xatu for better coverage as a Psychic type, and Skunk Tank is my Dark this time. And it's Honchkrow, so it is a Dark type, but not a great one for me since it has flying attacks that can beat me. And then while I'm doing chunks of damage, I charge up and then get out of there for a neutral matchup with Skunk Tank, get some energy so that I have a crunch ready to go right away against Poliwrath, and it does decent damage even though it's resisted. Then I take the first Power Up Punch since it's not boosted yet, and then even though I have Charge Move priority this round, he gets to his first, and I have to burn my shield as a result. And then my attack goes through, and that burns his shield at least. And then now we're gonna be going for another one, but he beats me to it, so I'm just gonna let Skunk Tank go down with such little health, and I'm gonna finish him off with Xatu here, get a little energy charged up, and then he's gonna come back with his Honchkrow with the Sky Attack ready, so I'm gonna have to burn my last shield here since Xatu's pretty frail, and then I'll knock it out and almost have a charge move ready to go for whatever his last Pokemon is, and it's Hypno. So I need to get this Ominous Wind off. Hope for a boost, but I'd get a shield instead. And then I'm going to get one more, luckily, to do the majority of damage I need for it, because Toxicroak's going to go down to just a couple Confusions. So now Xatu goes down, but Toxicroak has a Sludge Bomb ready to go, and I knock him out. So we're going to a third battle, and I'm going to go with the Xatu, Umbreon, Toxicroak lineup that basically became my core team. I'm going to lead Xatu in case he goes back to his Poliwrath lead or with a Hypno since I went with Toxicroak last time, and it is Hypno, and we just saw how this played out. Although I don't have the energy advantage this time, I am still going to get to an Ominous Wind first since it charges a little bit faster than Shadow Ball does, and that does a good amount of damage, and I need to shield his Shadow Ball since that'll basically one-shot me. And I'll wear him down with just my fast moves here and try and finish him off, but I get off his first shield at least, so we're even shields, and I end up knocking him out before he gets to another Shadow Ball. And I almost have enough energy for another charge move, but I don't hit it fast enough, so I wanted to see what he brought in. Bad mistake by me to waste that energy. Then I go with the Dark matchup. His Umbreon is tankier by a lot, and I can just take this first Sky Attack here. And then as I'm about to get my last resort, he switches out Poliwrath, but he does burn his last shield here, so that's not bad for me, and I'm going to switch into a Toxicroak for this matchup. And I resist his power-up punch, of course, so I'm going to hit him with strong neutral damage with counter, and I'm going to be able to take another one here and get off my Mud Bomb to chunk him down a little bit here. And I'm almost going to knock him out with counter, but then he gets one more power-up punch off. So I have to use my shield, and then I knock him out, and almost have enough energy for his Honchkrow, but he knocks me out right away. And now it's about that tankiness I mentioned. He has energy stored up first, and I hold on against the Sky Attack, and then I'm barely going to get to a last resort here. Almost clicked foul play out of panic, but I knock him out and secure a narrow win for the first round. Now, Maleficent's triple dark team kind of got in my head a little bit because I decided to go with Skuntank as my dark type with the poison jab for neutral damage, and Lucario as my fighting type since it hits them a little bit harder. But with Xatu for coverage, I put together a pretty frail team, I realized afterwards. And we get the matchup of Poison Darks here, and my note said that Skuntank should win this if I play it properly. And I shield the first Aqua Tail. And then I go for a crunch to shield bait after overcharging to flamethrower, and it does get a shield out here. Now, I wasn't quite sure how to play it, and I took Aqua Tail this time because I didn't want to burn both shields right away, and I wasn't sure if he was going to, so I just go for the flamethrower, and it does get a second shield out. But now I use my second shield to try and win this opening matchup, but because I didn't play the shield baiting properly, I don't get to another flamethrower, so I gotta go to Lucario to finish him off and get some energy. But that Infestation Aqua Tail Crunch combo is so fast. He gets some nice damage on me there. And then Hitmonchan almost knocks me out right away because Lucario is weak against opposing fighting types. I get to get Shadow Ball off, so it's a simultaneous knockout. And it comes out our last matchup, and he brought a second Dark type. So that's bad news for Xatu, as he's going to one-shot me with Ominous Wind before I get my move off. GG. So for the second battle, I go with the double fighting lineup like I did in Kingdom Cup, but with Skuntank in there, it's still too frail of a team, and he leads with Spirit Tomb, which isn't a great matchup for Toxicroak. I can win it, but it's going to be close, so I go for the Mud Bomb and then try to switch out, but he has a charge move going, so I can't switch yet. I do shield this, and I can't switch still, so I charge up a little bit, and then I finally get the switch in. But then he switches the Hitmonchan. I go for the flamethrower right away in case he doesn't want to burn a shield, but he does go down to 0 shields and then goes for the power-up punch that I didn't shield because I wanted to save one for my fighting types, and I ended up going down pretty quick after that. And then here I thought he's going to go for another power-up punch and I resist it, but then I just go down with more wasted energy. Finally take out his Hitmonchan, but it's a lost cause at this point. Shadow Ball's not going to be able to one-shot it by itself, so I go for the boost, but just go down Confusions without using the shields. Well played. My next opponent only has a team of 5 with that Beldum Flex, so I'm going to leave with Umbreon since he only has the one fighting type, and then Xatu to go with it for coverage. And then Lucario has a little bit better matchup against his Xatu, and he leads Poliwrath, so it's not a good matchup for me. It is the Bubble variant, so he's not going to charge up quite as fast, so I can get some energy and then swap out just in time to soak up his power-up punch with Xatu here, and then do decent amount of damage before he switches out. But what's good about Xatu is that he's not totally helpless against the dark types, so my flying attacks will do a little bit of damage here and burn his first shield. Then I'm going to shield here as well because I'm kind of close to another charge move, and I'm actually going to get off his second shield. So I'm in good position. I'll go down, but his Mighty is almost done, so I can knock it out real quick with Lucario, get some energy. And then he comes Hypno. So I should have probably went Shadow Ball there, but I know Umbreon was charged up as a stronger counter, so I'll do a good amount of damage with his shields down, and then I'm going to try and farm some energy here, but because of that, he gets a Focus Blast off, so I have to burn my second shield, and then he comes back with Poliwrath and a Power-Up Punch ready to go as well, and I can't shield it, but I do have Last Resort that'll do a good chunk of damage, and I'll get to another one that will knock him out, I think. And his Hypno wasn't quite dead yet, but I'll finish off with Snarl for the win. For the next battle, I switched Xatu and Umbreon up in case he sticks with the Poliwrath lead, and if not, I'm going to have Toxicroak in the back to better deal with it than Lucario can. But it is his lead this time as well, so I'm in a good position here. Except I didn't count his attacks properly and thought he was trying to try and shield bait me with Power Up Punch, and instead hits me for a super effective Ice Punch. So that's not good. I do get his first shield out of the way, but then he switches to Umbreon to knock me out, and I go Toxicroak to deal with that. And he switch locked here, so I know I can charge up some energy in this good matchup after resisting that first foul play. And then I'm going to go for the Mud Bomb now to chunk him down and then almost knock him out, but then he gets another move off. I think it could be last resort, so I do burn the shield, and I have energy stored, but it's Hypno, so I gotta hit that Sludge Bomb right away before going out of confusion, and it chunks him down a good amount, and now Umbreon will get some energy in, but it's Poliwrath again, and I can take the first power-up punch before going for the faster foul play to shield bait here. Since he's so low, I'm anticipating he will use that last shield, and I get it. And then I save my shield here because I know he's going to have Focus Blast on Hypno, and now he's low enough to knock out with Last Resort. And now I'm resisting his confusion, so just need to get to one last foul play. He beats me with charge move priority, but I saved that shield for a reason, and now I'll hit the foul play to win the match. GG JY2K. My last opponent, Anos Monger, has a triple Psychic team, so I'm going to lead with Umbreon, especially since he only has the one fighting type. And I'll have Claydol as a confusion user in case he does have Toxicroak against me, and then my Toxie for his dark types. And he does lead Toxicroak, so I'm just going to charge up real quick and then go for the quick switch to catch him off guard and actually do a lot of damage with confusion there. And I'm actually able to charge up Gyro Ball to burn his first shield at least, so Claydol did his job, even though it goes down super quick to Razor Leaf. Now I can come in with Toxicroak, and I resist the Leaf Blade, so I'm not worried here. And I'll knock him out with just counter while charging up. And I'm pretty low, so I need to hit the Sludge Bomb right away for the Psychic type I know is coming out. And I'll burn a second shield. Now I'm down to just Umbreon, but not worried with 2 shields to none and the type advantage here. So I'll get off the super effective foul play to almost knock it out. I do have to burn the first shield here, but that's not too worrisome because I'll finish it off with Snarl. And then his Toxicroak got so low from my confusions that it doesn't really matter if I shield there and I just knock it out with Snarl. So GG game 1. Next, I go back to my core lineup with Toxicroak as the lead. In case he sticks with his Toxicroak, it'd be a safe lead. Or if he anticipates a Psychic and goes with Dark, I'd be in good position. But it is the mirror match, and I do have those terrible IVs and don't have Charge Move priority after winning the first battle, so I'd go for the piggyback that King IV just debuted that weekend. I did get one extra fast move in there. So if you saw it real quick, I'm gonna get to my next charge move faster than him. And as a result, that turns around this matchup because he didn't want to use both shields right away. He comes with Xatu, so I get out of there. And then he does lag a little bit, but I don't think it really mattered because I stopped. And then he switches just in time to absorb this foul play, no problem. And this is a losing matchup for Umbreon against the Razor Leaf, but I am going to get one more charge move off that's going to burn his second shield now. And then I'm just going to let Umbreon die in this bad matchup. Though Umbreon is a tank and does survive, and I almost actually get to another charge move, but it's alright, I have options against Shiftry. Xatu will eat it up with the fast moves, even though it's a dark type against my Psychic type. And I'm lower about foul play, so I block it, but it doesn't really matter as I get charged up, and with shields down, Ominous Wind will finish him off to take the battle. GG. And congrats to Elliot for going undefeated while 4 of us went 3-1. And thanks again to the PokeGators and SF State for hosting us. See you in the next one.